Hi guys, Squishy Bee here. I'm coming to you with some breaking news from today, August 10th, 2020, 10:08 a.m. This comes from the Associated Press and Nexar MediaWire. Houses explode in Baltimore, killing one and trapping one, fire union says. One person has died and one other was trapped in the wreckage after a natural gas explosion Monday morning in Maryland, according to the Baltimore Firefighters Union, IAFF Local 734. 3-row houses in northwest Baltimore were completely destroyed and several people were injured, according to the Associated Press. Major explosion with multiple people trapped, the union tweeted. This is a major 3-alarm incident. The union said 3 people were rescued with critical injuries. Rescuers were communicating with one trapped person, according to the tweet. 2 of the home's occupants were taken to hospitals in serious condition, the fire department tweeted. At least 36 firefighters responded to the scene, where the explosion had reduced the homes to rubble and debris. Glass from broken windows was strewn through the neighborhood. A 4th house in the row was partly destroyed. The Baltimore Gas and Electric Company received an initial call from the fire department at 9:54 a.m. on Monday and was working to turn off the gas to buildings in the immediate area. Its spokeswoman, Linda Foy, said, "We are on the scene and working closely with the fire department to make the situation safe," she said, without answering any questions from reporters. "Once the gas is off, we can begin to safely assess the situation, including inspections of BGE equipment." Moses Glover was inside his nearby home when he heard a boom and looked outside his window. Suddenly, a second blast knocked him off his feet, he told the Baltimore Sun. "It knocked me across the bed," said Glover, who was 77 years old. "I came downstairs and saw all of the front of the houses across the street. They were on the ground. I had a picture window downstairs. The glass is in the chair now." Glover struggled to steady his breathing and said he was shook up by the experience. "Oh, poor guy. I'm sure he was. 77 years old. That's terrible what these people are going through right now. I don't know what's going on with these explosions. It's just been going on everywhere lately. I'm sure that this was actually a natural occurrence with the gas explosion, not like what happened in Beirut. But one thing I do think is we likely have a lot of stuff that is being neglected that needs to be redone, like these gas lines like this. This has now happened several times in different areas. And I'm feeling that most likely the money is going to things like moving critical infrastructure underground. Okay? You feel me? I don't know how much you guys know about what's going on, but in the United States, at least, I'm not sure on other countries as well, but the United States has been moving and building all kinds of stuff underground because of the coming disasters that's coming. They know, and they've known for quite some time, that this incoming planetary system that the Bible talks about, wormwood, they know about that, and that's coming, and that is going to cause massive catastrophes. This is, I think, a big part of why we're seeing all of this dramatic weather and why we're seeing so much volcanic activity and earthquakes. It's because this giant planet is pulling on us. It's got a much bigger gravity than we do, and it's pretty much ripping us apart. And I believe that the whole reason why this pandemic was a plandemic is to cause a shelter in place. They want us in our houses because they know that what's coming and what's in progress is better if we just stay calm and stay in our houses. If people knew about what was coming, people would wig out and panic and cause all kinds of problems. And I believe this is why you're seeing all of these CEOs stepping down, and that's because they're going into their underground facilities. And this is why you're not seeing new movies coming out, because all of these celebrities are part of that whole elite system, and they're bugging out to their underground stuff because it's time. So if you notice, the only thing that's coming out is all these crappy sci-fi original quality type of movies, and no real, top celebrity type movies. That's all that's coming out. There, if you've noticed, like on Vudu and things like that, where they will charge more and claim that it's in theaters now, kind of thing. Do you notice it's a bunch of nobodies and really poor, low budget films? It's because all of the people that make the normal, good, high budget films are unavailable, in quotesies, okay, because they're underground. So I think we should be a little bit cautious of bridges and all kinds of train tracks and things like that, because they're just letting these things fall apart. Not much we can do about gas lines, but I know that those types of things are not being upkept because the money is being put elsewhere. So we have to just look out for ourselves. There's nothing that we can do with regard to people looking out for us that are in charge of the funds, because it's just not going to happen. So, I could not believe just the roads alone. When I took a trip down south recently, I know the roads in New York are ridiculous. It's a Democratic state. They always neglect this kind of thing. But I was really surprised at the roads going into the White House when we were down there. The whole thing, you're just dodging these huge holes in the roads. They're going down the main street where it's really pretty with the trees on each side. It was so unkept, and the roads were just a disaster. So you would think that they would at least want to keep up appearances at the White House, at least. So I was really surprised at that. And again, that's Maryland, and this is where this happened. So I guess even our capital is not being looked after. So anyway, I think that's just some food for thought. Let's take a look at some of this footage from this explosion and the aftermath.
Yeah, so we're on the other side of the street from our last report right now. I want to bring in Dean Jones, who's a neighbor here in the neighborhood. Dean, first off, I'm so sorry to hear what you've gone through this morning. Can you describe to our viewers what you heard and what you saw?
Just like, it was catastrophic. It was like a bomb. Like, you watch things like in other countries where they have like bombings and things like that. It was like watching it in real life. Telephone poles split. Houses down the block, broken glass. Like, when I initially got there, I could hear a voice just saying help. It's crazy. It's something that I don't ever want to see ever again. I don't want to relive it ever again.
Dean, I know you did all you could. Can you describe the moments from when you heard what happened to when you saw what happened to what drove you to go down to the scene?
I'm gonna be honest, I was on the porch and it shook the house. 2 blocks across, 2 blocks over, so basically 4 blocks. And I took off running, and I had no shoes. Somebody had to bring me my shoes. I took off running down the street. Neighbors were looking at me like I was kind of crazy, like, what is going on? Where is it? Where is it? So once I got to the alley, I could see the smoke, and I just took off, and a couple other neighbors joined with me. And I was just like, let's just see if there's anybody in here. And we started calling out, is anybody in there? Is anybody in there? And I could hear like a voice, like, help, help. So we just started digging in, moving bricks. Everything, all kinds of debris, like parts of a fence. Like, we wasn't even thinking. Like, you just, you can hear gas, like, in the background.
Some information, but first, let's take you live right now to the scene. Look at the damage from 3 homes, at least 3 homes, that were exploded early this morning. We just got an update from our sister station that 1 person is dead. Another person is still trapped inside, and police and firefighters are working to get that person out of the rubble there. Now, we are also learning that some of those people that were trapped inside are now rescued, but they remain in critical condition. Witnesses told our sister station that it sounded like a war zone, and you can see why the damage from that explosion was massive. Now, it still remains unknown how this fire started, or excuse me, this explosion started. We'll work to get more details here and bring you more updates here at the live desk.
Several fire trucks, ambulances, all here at the scene of these row homes in Baltimore. Widespread damage. And you got to wonder, after they try to find everybody, and hopefully everyone is accounted for, but at this time it just doesn't look good. But then there will be an investigation. What kind of, maybe a gas explosion caused this? How did this happen? Very sad aerials as we are taking part of this right now. Let me get you a better shot here, everybody. I think that one was going a little bit in and out for us. Now we're watching this one from Sky Fox Aerials, showing you just the devastation that continues. Let me work to get you guys a little bit more information as I continue to try to research a little bit more on this explosion. We're learning of multiple injuries and some people still trapped, reporting this explosion that leveled 3 homes in Baltimore. A special rescue operations units are on the scene and beginning to search and rescue other patients. Medic units have been called, and units from Baltimore County firefighters have been called to help. A major explosion occurred near Reisterstown Road this morning, according to the reports. The Baltimore City Firefighters Union tweeted that several houses exploded and at least 5 people were trapped at the time. Learning of this so far, that 3 patients, all critical, have been rescued by firefighters. Special rescue operation units have arrived and beginning to search and rescue.